Welcome back, everyone. Today we will be going over how humanity is going to be handling this demon army invasion. Make sure to sub to stay updated on all of my versus content and like the video if you enjoyed it. Now let's begin. We begin where we left off last time with Hallow getting ready to go outside to confront Kiva. Before he does, he tells some kids to notify Zabi about it. Hallow goes outside to face Kiva alone. And you can tell Kiva is not taking this seriously and thinks this will be easy. Hallow is wanting to fight as well, and they both start to trade pretty evenly. Kiva starts to realize that this Hallow is not the same one from a few days ago, with his sword being much more controlled than last time. Hallow even starts to get the upper hand, pissing Kiva off and forcing him to fully transform. And even then, still dominating Kiva, almost getting a killing blow on him, forcing him to retreat.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Also, while the fight was going on, I think we get a small reference to Saitama, with Hallow having his eyes for a panel. After this, we get a narration on why Hallow is so different from before. With all that has happened recently, with Ario being captured and just seeing all of the pain and suffering from the other human worlds, Hallow is putting all of his concentration on winning this battle. Kiva, seeing that he is going to lose, calls his army to jump Hallow, but still leave him alive for questioning about the world fusion. Hallow prepares to fight the entire army, but gets surprised by the soldiers from Mecha Ordnance and the mages helping keep the army back. Pakya also joins the battle, dominating the lower demons, and gets in Hallow's face since it seemed like he was about to throw his life away again, telling him that doing something like that is a betrayal to the others that sacrificed themselves for him. They are both frustrated by their own weakness, so they both start fighting back together. Kiva is surprised there are more combat-capable humans, but even he realizes that even with this force, they can't stop this army. Then we get even more confirmation with Zabi trying to think of a way out, and realizes they have deployed all of their fighters at this point. Glasp asks the Celestia humans about their satellites, and Thayer explains that there are only 26 left, and they have a setting on them restricting their power. They have this because if they use too much, they will have a high possibility of being found by their natural enemies. But Zabi and Glasp tell him to max it out so they will be found by their natural enemy, and like before, have them fight the demon army so it will give humanity a higher chance of surviving this battle. Outside, they are starting to get overwhelmed until the satellite laser drops down, annoying Kiva and getting rid of a few of the lower demons, but not doing much else. Kiva starts to laugh at it once it's over, exclaiming their superiority over humanity, but then he hears a large crash on the battlefield. And we see what looks like pods and craters, with Thayer telling all of them everything here is about to be obliterated. At the last page for the chapter, we get to see our first look at the Mandalans. As always, let's start off with the natural enemies this chapter. Kiva got humbled hard this chapter, with him going full blast against Hallow and still almost dying to him. We see he does try to keep his composure by using his army to fight for him and proclaiming how weak humanity is when the satellite lasers did nothing to him. But we will see how he does against the Medallans next chapter.
I don't feel so good.
Also, the army he brung seems pretty big, looking like they number at least somewhere in the tens of thousands, but might reach into the hundreds of thousands. I am hoping Jachi did not give Kiva his whole army, and what's here is somewhere between 10 and 25% of his forces. And we must remind ourselves that this is just one out of the 47 Demon King's forces, and all the others must have an army equivalent to Jachi's. Lastly, the Medallans have arrived, and in what looked like pods, but it seems it was their bodies, formed into condensed material to crash land here. Can't wait to see how they're going to interact with everyone. On humanity's side of things, Hallow really showed how powerful he was, to what in my opinion was a mid-diff against Kiva, since he still had plenty of energy to fight off the lower level demons afterwards. Pakya finally shows us what he is capable of, defeating the demons with a low amount of effort, and we can tell he is nowhere near the level of Hallow, but is still useful as a warrior, and is at least around the mid to high tier of the available fighters of humanity. I would speculate if he fought Kiva, Kiva would win mid difficulty. Along with them, the soldiers of Mecha Ordnance and one from what seems like the Parasitica are fighting back as well, along with civilians from Titan's Crown and Gaia's Wrath helping in the fight. And I would say the mages seem like they are doing the most work right now, casting pretty devastating spells at the army. But like any warriors, they still are starting to get tired and worn down. We do get more information on the Celestia satellite weapons here, with it being able to vaporize low-level demons but doing basically nothing to Kiva. And they can't just use it whenever they are faced with low-tier enemies either, since no matter what, when they use it, there is always a chance that the Medallans could sense it and find them, and it must be used as a last resort. They did call the Medallans this chapter, but now they only have 25 more satellites. It's crazy to think there was a low chance of the Medallans showing up during the confrontation with the Titans. And by the end of this chapter, we will see if their gamble with calling the Medallans is going to work. This was a very exciting chapter, getting to see the limits of what humanity can muster on their own. I will hopefully be getting another chapter review out soon, so make sure to subscribe to see the next one, and like the video if you enjoyed. If you want to talk about something, feel free to comment, and I will gladly discuss it with you. But I think that's about it for me. So I will see you guys later. Bye guys.